G'day, hi, and welcome. Would stricter gun laws have prevented the Moncton shooter from doing what he did? No, they would not. Most people that advocate for more gun control usually don't even know what the gun laws are in their own country. But here in Canada, I mean, if this guy bought his guns legally, well, I mean, he wasn't known to the police, so how would they know to take his guns? And the question comes up, well, his Facebook posts were kind of erratic and stuff like that. But then again, if you have somebody who cites Edgar Allan Poe on a daily basis on their Facebook page or whatever, well, they would be considered quite of a bizarre person as well. So until somebody actually does something, you can't really just lock people up and stuff like that. So that doesn't work. So that means if they really do make the conscious choice to do something, they're going to do it, regardless of what the laws are. And considering how many laws this guy had broken, an extra law would not have worked. I mean, it's illegal to murder people. So, I mean, right there, if they're not willing to abide by that law, well, then there's nothing you can put in. That said, most people don't understand either that laws are reactionary, meaning you have to break the law in order to be penalized by it. So it's an aftermath thing. So, which leads us to that. Well, how do we prevent this? Well, a couple of weeks ago from the making of this video, or it might have been a month or so ago, maybe more, there was two mass stabbings here in Canada. One guy, I think in Calgary or Edmonton, walked into a warehouse and stabbed 6 people. I can't remember how many people died, but it was probably 2 or 3 people died from the stabbing. So this guy that we're talking about now used a gun or a rifle. The other guy used a knife. But was it the rifle or the knife that made these guys go nuts and do what they did? No, it was the intent. They intended to do this. And like most of these guys, they usually exhibit signs that most people don't pick up on. But it looks like this guy was thinking about this for a good while, because some of the conversations he had with some of his friends, they were saying like, he goes, well, he stopped by to talk to a friend or whatever, and his friend said, yeah, I'll see you around or see you later, and he said, oh no, have a nice life. He goes, well, I'll see you in a, take care, I'll see you later. He goes, that might not be possible. So I mean, obviously this guy was probably thinking about it then, what he was going to do and how he was going to do it, that type of thing. So that leaves us with another question. Well, if we can't prevent these guys from doing things with reactionary laws, then what happens? Well, then we have to take the conversation somewhere else. More of not how do we prevent it, but like I've always said, now that this is a new channel, I kind of start all over again with these 5-minute videos. Wow, so hard. I'm usually used to making half-hour-long videos, but getting back on track. Something I've always said was, you can't. Criminal is an occupation, and you can't legislate crazy. And the sooner you understand that, the better off we're going to be, because then you understand that you cannot prevent these guys from doing this. You can only deal with them when they show up. So at that point, you have to ask, how do you deal with them? And obviously, you can only deal with these guys pretty much armed. So that's a conversation that we need to have. And I'll keep plugging for the gun rights here in Canada, despite what the media tries to do is basically paint everybody with the same brush. One guy goes nuts and does something bad with a gun, well, every gun owner is a potential, crazy whack job. Some guy stabs 6 people with a knife. Well, he was just crazy. It had nothing to do with the knife, which I find so bizarre. It's kind of like the drunk driver that kills somebody with a red car. They don't say, okay, well, we need to ban all red cars. You know what I mean? They're logical about the knives. They're logical about the drunk drivers. But yet, for some reason, gun owners, well, guns were designed to kill. Well, what about driving and texting? At 60 kilometers an hour, 100 kilometers an hour, it's a hell of a weapon. A ton and a half of steel going down the highway. But that's just me. So those are the conversations we really need to have. What do you do when these guys show up? Now, yes, the RCMP was armed in this case, but he outflanked them, so being armed didn't guarantee. So then training, I guess, is the next thing we need to talk about. All right, so rate, subscribe, share, comment, and like.